So today I'm doing a review of 3 speaker cables and how they work in my system. I'm also going to talk about what reviewers can and can't say as regards to cable reviews. How cable works in a hi-fi system is so dependent upon interactions of the kit in that system, and that's before we even get on to things like room interaction, preference. Bear in mind with speaker cables that sometimes you can get quite profound changes, other times they can be quite small. When reviewers say that X speaker cable has a certain sonic sound signature, what they're really saying is that that cable has that signature in their own system. One of the things that's important to say is that audio cable companies have to charge quite high prices for some of their cables. The reasons being because they're selling in quite a small market, they have to market the products, they have to buy insurance, they have to employ people. All of this costs a lot of money, and it's reflective of the prices that they have to charge. That all said, the Tellurium Q Black 2 speaker wire isn't an expensive cable in the scheme of things when people spend thousands on hi-fi, and relativity has to come into it. I'm not talking relativity in physics, I'm talking relativity with the rest of the price of the rest of the system. In other words, if the cable is value for money for you in your system and you like the sound qualities of it, then go for it. Why not? What I would say is forget anyone saying that it's a best buy in any type of review, because how do they know? I mean, how do they know what it's likely to sound like in your system, on your gear, in your room, to your preferences, to your ears? There's so many variables involved. I'm not saying that these reviews are all wrong by saying that it's a best buy, because it may be in a range of systems. It very likely is, considering how this cable performs in my system. But what I'm saying is cable is so dependent on the rest of the system and how everything interacts that comes first. And if you want to get the best cables for your system, you need to try them and see how you get on. Don't ask me to explain, but lots of cables are directional. They'll have an arrow on which will show you the direction from the amplifier to the speakers. If they don't, then it's usually in the direction of any logo writing. So in this case, the T of Tellurium will be on the amp end, and the M at the end of Tellurium will be towards the speaker end. You can read a lot of hi-fi reviews and you don't understand what this cable is likely to do in your system. That's because sometimes the flowery language that's used in lots of reviews, you can read one and then you read another, and they're giving you a totally different set of characteristics for that cable. The word on the street with Tellurium cables is that they're incisive, they've got great bass depth, and they've got open air and spaciousness to them, and this is very much what you're getting in my system with these 2 sets of black cables that I'm trying. The Chord Epic Reference is a little bit more rounded in the mid bass, but the Tellurium Q cables are more accurate. The older black cable seems to have a smaller sound stage, smaller presence, and a little bit less detail and less projection than the new Black 2. So at its price at £54 a metre, judging how I've got on with it in my system, I think you could get good results, and I definitely give it a go. So thanks for watching this little clip, and I hope you've got something out of it.